Hey, church, I am here with Gil Fired for our mission spotlight time this morning. How long have you been a lot of people here are going to recognize you. How long have you been a member at Carmichael Church?
I've been a member at Carmichael for about 20 years.
Gil, you graduated from SAA in 2018, a proud alumnus of Sacramento Adventist Academy. What did you do where do you go to school now?
So I'm going to Pacific Union College.
Junior, what's your major there? What are you studying?
I'm studying, it's called Emergency Management with Pre-Med.
A lot of people listening right now didn't have that option as a major. Can you tell me a little bit about what emergency management might be like?
Basically, for your first 2 years in the major, you learn how can you, as an individual, be effective at an emergency. So you learn all sorts of technical rescue skills, EMT, basic medical skills. And then your last 2 years of school, you learn how can you, as a member of an organization, be effective at an incident. Yeah, we also have an option to go to paramedic school. So I might be doing that in the future.
So this summer you got to put some of that to use, but like you got to do some cool stuff in Moab, Utah, being a whitewater rafting guide, putting some of those emergency skills to use. And then August 4th, an event happened that really changed your summer in a lot of ways. Remind us what happened August 4th, because I think most of us remember this event, but we don't remember it maybe the same way that you do.
That day was when over 2,000 tons of ammonium nitrate exploded in Beirut, Lebanon. Like they need people there. Like that's a big deal.
Yeah, and so then what did you do? Like a couple days later, you get a call, like to go ahead. You get invited to go and help out because of your role at PUC and your job that summer. So you get invited to go to Beirut. Most of us are going to go, no, I'm not going to jump into like a really different country in the Middle East in the middle of a crisis. Gil, what was the opportunity you were given?
Yeah, so I remember I was at my boss's house in Moab, and we received a phone call from a connection we have with people from a company called Gideon Rescue. Myself and the other guides were invited to go, and I just felt a calling to do it. I traveled there with my friend Alex. We booked our plane tickets on a Saturday night, drove to LA on Sunday, and then left on Monday. When we booked our plane ticket, we had no answers to where we were going to stay. We didn't know what we were going to do. We didn't know how we would, transport ourselves from place to place throughout the city. But after we committed and bought that plane ticket, we started to get answers. I saw firsthand that the Lord actually does provide. We were given a place to stay. We were given work to do. We were given people and contacts in the city who were there to help us, to show us the path on how to do the Lord's work.
That's so cool. Hey, I remember I heard you tell one story, and I love this. So like you're walking up to the stairs, you've just gotten into the city, I think, and you meet somebody.
Yeah, so on our very first day there, Alex and I took a walk to go check out the explosion site. On our way back, we were going back to our room to prepare for our medical work that we were going to do later on that day. We meet this woman. She approaches us, and she introduces herself, and then we start telling her what we're doing here in the city. And she's just like so excited about that. Basically says like, hey, if you guys need anything, let me know. Throughout our week there, she drove us places. She gave us food. She let us use her Wi-Fi because we didn't have cell service there. We only could contact each other through Wi-Fi. And yeah, she was just a blessing from God.
Like, and just this kind of random encounter on the street, and God provides. Hey, Gil, but then what did you actually do to help while you were there in Beirut?
We had a few different projects throughout the week. For most of the time, I was doing medical work. So we were able to work with the local general hospital, and they have a mobile medical clinic. And so this is basically a bus equipped with simple pain medications and antibiotics, trauma gear, wound care stuff. we just hopped on that bus and drove down to the blast site, and basically spent the entire day just stationed there, allowing patients to come receive wound care. So I did that for most of the time. I also spent a day working with ADRA, and we did some cleanup work. So we cleaned up all the rubble and the glass and some areas of the city.
One final question, Gil, before we go. This is awesome. You went to SAA your whole life. You went to Carmichael. You said it, you've been a member here your whole life. Did any of that make a difference to how this summer played out?
Yeah, definitely. I think kind of growing up here at Carmichael and SAA really gave me a mindset to go into service, because that's what this trip was all about. It kind of just established my excitement to learn skills and take risks that can lead to doing God's work and providing service to people that really need it.
Hey, thank you, Gil. Way to go, way to follow God, and we can't wait to see where God leads you next.
Thank you.